Hey, everybody, I'm Steve Green with Bill Whittle and Scott Ott, and this is your Right Angle Lightning Round, brought to you so generously by the members of BillWhittle.com. And Scott, you know I apologize for nothing. Well, I don't apologize for the good stuff, so I guess I better apologize, huh? Anyway, let's dig right in. And Scott, according to my notes, we're starting with you this week. California high school quiz has students identify Floridians and Texas as complete idiots. A multiple choice question on a social science quiz, and I forget the name of the high school. It was multiple choice. A group of complete idiots. A, the KKK. B, all of Florida. C, Fox News. Or D, Texans. And the teacher who put this quiz together is apparently under investigation, but they won't release their name. So I don't know what's going on there. Scott, I guess Texas being a land of complete idiots is why all those Texans have been fleeing for California in recent years. Is that right?
You know, we are grateful for every last Californian who flees that state and comes to Texas. And in fact, they've been doing a marvelous job of growing the economy here and of, for those who are invested in real estate, of driving up property values around here. So thank you for all that. And frankly, most of them who are coming here are people who'd rather be in Texas than in California. So they're not generally being dragged against their will. That said, it doesn't sound like this is any kind of a legitimate test. Like, it sounds like the teacher was just trying to be funny. Was this one of those things where they tack it on at the end of a multiple choice test?
No,
it was a serious test?
It was question number 7 in a much longer quiz.
Yeah, I mean, there doesn't seem to be any right answer to that question, even if
KKK,
you would.
Group of idiots.
No, but that's not a history or even a social studies type of question. The KKK is a bunch of complete idiots. I don't think that's anybody's definition.
It's a political
it's a
indoctrination question.
Yeah, so. Yeah, well, it doesn't, to me, there's no legitimate answer to that question. So it just seemed like a teacher was abusing his responsibility to actually try to evaluate how effective he has been at educating the students. Unless, of course, that's the caliber of the kind of teaching that he conducts in the classroom.
Yeah.
50th in the nation.
Right. If I had to guess, not only was he showing off his cultural snobbery by sneering at viewers of Fox News, all of Florida, and Texans, but he was also lumping them in with the KKK. So, state of education today. Bill, Robbie Swove I hope I pronounced his name correctly. I've been reading his stuff for years, but I've never heard his name said. At Reason Magazine asked, why are the media treating Let's Go Brandon like criminal hate speech? And I thought Bill maybe you'd like a stab at answering that question.
Because it hurts their feelings. Why else is any form of speech banned in America today? It hurts their feelings, number one. That's the emotional response. The kind of somewhat higher level, I don't want to say high level response, but the somewhat above the grunting ape response of you hurt my feelings, so smash you with rock, is you cannot ridicule the existing power structure, especially when the existing power structure prides itself on its morality and its high level of intelligence. So there's an emotional response, which is they don't like being laughed at. And then there's a high level response is they don't like the regime being called into question. One must not question dear leader in a totalitarian state. And this is pretty rich coming from the left, of course, after 4 years of what they said and did about Donald Trump. But the hypocrisy ship has sailed many, many, many moons ago. So I'm very, very happy to hear that they call it hate speech, because that means it's working. And that means we should use it on every single opportunity. And I think that is, sorry, hang on a second. Let's go, Brandon. See what I did there?
Oh, that was fun. I like that. Actually, Bill, the hypocrisy ship didn't just sail off. It was actually hauled off to the Bikini Atoll, where it was used in nuclear weapons testing back in the 1950s. Here with your historical trivia each and every week. Where do we go now? Scott, this is a great story, and I love giving you these Texas stories. Texas is filling border barrier gaps with shipping containers. Representative Troy Nehls, I don't know if he's your Congress critter or not, But he said that Governor Abbott has found a resourceful way to curb migrant crossings by strategically placing the containers to channel migrants into areas where more police and border patrols are available. And I just thought this was cute and innovative. But I think there's a deeper issue here, believe it or not. Do you think this is sort of an indication that we're witnessing a sort of Irish democracy version of a return to federalism?
Well, first of all, as somebody who has spent most of the last 2 years telling people that their product has been delayed because of logistical challenges, I want to know where Governor Abbott got the shipping containers. Where are you getting these things? Apparently, nobody else can get them. So,
no, they
right
can't unload them is the problem.
Well, you can't get them. You can't get them on a ship. You can't get them off a ship. You can't get them into a truck. You can't get the truck here. You can't everywhere along the process. I thought that's a relatively clever way of dealing with that. And frankly, I think that the governor sees that as an important issue and has taken responsibility for at least his portion of the border. It makes sense since a lot of these people who are coming across the border are eager to get into the country and frankly, it seems willing to surrender themselves to authorities because they know they'll be treated well, that maybe channeling them into a particular area may be a useful way of crowd management so they don't just, kind of bleed out across the whole border. So I think there's a lot to admire about this, but I just want to know if Mrs. McGillicuddy's furniture order is in one of those shipping containers.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think Republicans should have to answer questions about where they got the shipping containers until Democrats in California figure out how to get them unloaded. Just a little tit for tat there. Where are we now? Oh, Bill. Pearson Sharp, journalist. Man, I hate giving you this one because it just kind of depressed me. But he summed up, I think, all of 2021 in a single tweet. He said, we're having a gas crisis, so let's shut down the oil pipelines. We're having a crime wave, so let's shut down the prisons and defund police. We're having a healthcare crisis, so let's fire the healthcare workers. We're having a pandemic, so let's create unregulated open borders. At what point do you go from incompetence to maliciousness? And we've crossed that point, haven't we?
Quite a while ago. You see, the thing that's interesting about that tweet is if you show it to a leftist, they'll say, "This, you're right. All this is happening, but I can't figure out why." Really, I saw a map. Honestly, I saw a map that was, I think it's based on CDC data, and it showed where the COVID hotspots are. This is recent. This is just a couple of days ago. And it turns out the Southeast is essentially infection-free. The whole Southeast is just white. And then other parts of the state, darker colors of yellow and orange and so on. And the guy said, and he was serious. He said, here's a look at new infection rates. But the South is where most of the non-mask mandates are. This doesn't make any sense. Can someone explain this to me? I can. So when you look at that tweet, Steve, if you just turn the events around, then it makes perfect sense. In other words, the left can't understand that. Let's take an example that wasn't on the list. There was an article, famous article that came out, and it basically said, crime continues to fall despite the fact that record numbers of Americans are incarcerated.
Yes.
Right? They could not understand it. They're locking up more and more criminals, but the crime rate continues to fall. Now you understand how it's not even illogical, right? It's just childish and wishful thinking. So just read that list again and turn it around, right? We're having a pandemic because we have an unsecured border. We're having a shortage because all of the things that they're saying are the results are actually the causes. They don't understand causality. The arrow of time means nothing to these people.
Stupid linear nature of time.
Stupid thermodynamics.
That second law really cheeses me off sometimes. All right, Scott, let's wrap up with you. And,
you started with him.
Yeah, we did start with him. So that was the last one. We're going to finish up with me now. Good Lord, I lost my place. It's been that kind of a day, folks. U.S. producer price inflation. This story just came out Tuesday, the day we're taping this. November 9. U.S. producer price inflation jumps 8.6 year over year in October, matching the largest increase on record. We told you so, we told you so, we told you so, we told you so. We told you you can't print up a bunch of money without prices going up. We told you that if you're going to shut down the economy, it's going to screw up the supply chains. And if you do them both at the same time, then you've got the worst kind of inflation because you're getting it from both ends. I don't think I can describe democratic rule in a better phrase than that, so I'm just going to cut it short. There's your right angle on that. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Let's go, Brandon.